Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Rama Rava Kunjabi Hari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jasoda Nandana Brajadana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Vanachari Jaya Rama Madhava Kunjabi Hari Jaya Rama Madhava Kunjabi Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant with love, with feeling, with great feeling in your heart. And we get the bliss. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gaura Premanande. After flying high in the spiritual sky, we come in for a safe landing here in Helsinki, Finland. Haribo.
Quickly translation. Käännös voidaan suomeksi pitää täällä, jos on tarvetta.
So there's a verse that Prabhupada quotes in the Bhagavad Gita, and it's so ecstatic. I mean, it's so you understand English? English is okay? It's so ecstatic, it's so nectarian. I just had to speak on it tonight. I mean, I just couldn't resist. I mean, it's so sweet. It's oozing with unlimited nectar, actually. So I just had to speak on it tonight when I had a free choice to pick a verse. Okay, we'll chant this mantra to invoke auspiciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So since it's not written down for you all, don't repeat it. I'll just say it. Samashritaye palapalapavam mahat padang punya yushomarare pavam badir vatsa padam padam param padan batam yan babatam natesham. You said something? What is, oh yes, this is 10. Bhagavatam 10.14.58. Translation. The translation is by Prabhupada, and the purport is by the followers of Prabhupada. For those who have accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, the killer of the Mura demon, the ocean of material world is like the water contained within the calf's hoof print. Their goal is Parampadam Vaikuntha, place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. Purport. This translation is taken from Srila Prabhupada's commentary in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text 51. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, this verse summarizes the knowledge presented in this section of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna's lotus feet are described as pallava, flower buds, because they are most tender and of a pinkish hue. According to Sanatkan Swami, the word pallava also indicates that Lord's lotus feet are like desire trees, which can fulfill all desires of the Lord's pure devotees. Even exalted devotees like Sri Narada, who are themselves the great shelter for the conditioned souls in this universe, personally take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Thus, it is natural that when Lord Krishna manifested himself as all the young boys and calves of Vrindavan, their parents were more attracted to them than previously. Lord Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure, and being all attractive, the ultimate object of everyone's love. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Datam Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitam Shcha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschagna Deshatarine. So, what can we say about this unlimitedly amazing verse? It is oozing with unlimited nectar, unlimited knowledge, unlimited mercy. It's actually absolutely astounding, this verse. So let us dive deeply into this verse so we can get some kind of understanding of what it actually means. What is Shukadev telling here? Let us try to understand the most deep, unfathomable understanding of this verse. Because by even understanding one verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can become liberated souls, completely transcendental to this material existence. So let us take now this opportunity to dive deeply, 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 deeply into the innermost meanings of this verse. Actually, I'm not very qualified, but I'm going to go as deep as I can. We can give an example here. Some people like the ocean. They can have fun in the ocean. I hear that they dip in the Baltic Sea. Some people dip when it's ice cold for fun. Is that true? In Texas, we couldn't dream of such a thing. But there they like to surf. They get a surfboard and they surf. They want to skim the surface of the ocean. But we devotees aren't interested in skimming the surface. We want to dive deeply, deeply, deeply. And that's the thing that we're into. You see. Just like you have what's called scuba divers. They take a little tap and they go way, way down. You see, they consider it great fun. So we want to be scuba divers today, not surfers. I see. We want to go deep, deep, deep as we possibly can, and we pray for Prabhupada's unlimitedly. He's in the bottommost depths of this ocean. And we're not quite there, but we can pray for Prabhupada's mercy that we can also go deeper, deeper, and deeper into this sublime ocean of Srimad Bhagavatam. How does it begin? For those who accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord. Why is it called a boat? Well, today our party came on the boat from Tallinn to Helsinki. So we're able to cross the Baltic Sea because of a boat. So a boat is very nice. You can cross over the ocean or a sea with the help of a boat. So what is that ocean we want to cross? The ocean of birth and death. We want to cross that ocean. We don't want to be trapped in that ocean, you see. So this it took us 2 hours to cross the Baltic Sea. It was, a big, big body of water. You couldn't just swim across. It would be very difficult. Of course, some champion swimmer might do it, but us ordinary folk could certainly not swim across the Baltic Sea between Tallinn and Helsinki. So let us see what happens here for the devotees. In a minute, we'll get to that point. For those who accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who was the shelter of the cosmic manifestation. What does that mean? The cosmic manifestation is this material world. What does it mean he's the shelter? Well, we'll get to that point. And he's famous as Murari. Murari, the enemy of the Mura demon. There was this really wicked demon named Mura, and Krishna annihilated him, you see. So normally we don't glorify murderers, do we? We say murder is bad, you got to go to prison, you murdered someone. But now we glorify a murderer. Krishna is the supreme murderer, you see. We glorify Krishna for his murdering Mura. Yeah, he got that demon Mura and wiped him out. Yahoo, Prabhu. You see. So he is glorified being the enemy of Mura. And now here's the part that really gets nectarian. The ocean of the material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. It's just like if the Baltic Sea became the amount of water contained this much water, you could easily you wouldn't need to come on Tallink cruise line to cross it. You could just step over it. It became this big, you see. The Baltic Ocean Baltic Sea became that big. You just step up. You wouldn't need to pay money to go on the boat. Just step right over it. So the vast material ocean is much, much, much bigger than the Baltic Sea. It's millions and billions of times bigger than the Baltic Sea. So there's no way you could cross over by mechanical means. Even to get to the planet of Brahma, which is only within this one universe. Now let me explain further. This material world has unlimited universes. And this universe we're in now is the universe of Chaturmukhi Brahma, the four-headed Brahma. There are universes with 40-headed Brahmas, 400-headed Brahmas, 4,000-headed Brahmas, 40,000-headed Brahmas, 400,000-headed Brahmas, 4,000,000-headed Brahmas, etc., etc., etc. So we're in a itsy-bitsy, teeny-meeny little universe. Therefore, our Brahma only needs 4 heads. But for our calculation, it's very big. You know how long it would take you, a mechanical means? What was that amount? 40,000. What was that amount? How many light years? Remember we were discussing? They get to Brahmas by mechanical means. 40,000 light years. As I remember reading it, was 40,000 light years, if I remember correctly. So can you imagine traveling at the speed of light for 40,000 years? That's how long it would take by mechanical means to get to the planet of Brahma. And that's only within this one universe. And actually there's multi-universes. Even the scientists now are speculating there's multi-universes. So to get out of this place would be very, very difficult. But if it shrinks down to this big, no problem, you see. So how do we get it to shrink? That's the question the sincere bhakta or bhaktin will be asking. Okay, here I am stuck in this unlimitedly vast ocean of material existence. How can I get it to shrink? Well, Bhagavatam tells us, for one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord. So how do you accept the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord? Krishna says you take the bona fide spiritual master. Tadvedi pranipatena paripashnena sevaya upadekshati de jnanam jnanana tattvadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching the bona fide spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively. Render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Actually, these self-realized souls, not only have they seen the truth, but they're constantly seeing the truth at every minute. So we can find such a bona fide spiritual master, we take shelter of him, we get initiated by him, and then we're in very good shape. Then we're able to shrink down that vast, for us, that vast insurmountable ocean of material existence become an insignificant little water puddle. And then Prabhupada explains, Bhagavatam explains further, their goal is Parampadam, Vaikuntha. You see, there's actually two different realms in existence. There's the spiritual world and there is the material world. The spiritual world is a 3/4 portion of existence, and the material world, the prison house, for those who want to enjoy separately from the Lord, is the 1/4 portion. So, their goal, their destination, the place they go, is that Parampadam, the Vaikuntha realm, the 3/4 portion. And then Bhagavatam continues, that place where there are no material miseries. Well, what are these material miseries anyway? Well, it's actually 7-fold. And it's pretty heavy. You got 7 kinds of miseries pounding on you. Boom, 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 boom. It's pretty heavy. One misery is bad enough. Just notice you have 7 miseries pounding on you. Boom, 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 boom. 7 miseries. Whew. Well, here they are. There's adhyatmic, adhibhotic, adhidaivik. Miseries caused, adhyatmic, miseries caused by your own misperceptions of misidentifying with the body. Adhibhotic, miseries caused by other living beings, like, what is that called, mosquitoes, biting you see. Or maybe, the police arrest you for doing book distribution or whatever, you see. Like I got arrested one time. Or adhidaivik, miseries caused by the demigods, like extreme cold or extreme hot or drought or whatever, you see. That's the 3-fold. And you have the 4-fold also, birth. It's pretty heavy being born. Do any babies ever come out smiling and laughing? Oh, I've been born now, Kijai. Our mothers can tell you they come out screaming. It's a hellish nightmare to be born. Being squeezed through a tiny little hole in the woman's body, well, they come out in great distress and anxiety. And we all went through it. See, being born is very difficult. And then you come out and you get sick. You got to go to the doctor, you got to get a shot or whatever. Whew. Not fun when you get sick. Like recently I had, what's it called, sciatica. It's a very difficult situation, being bedridden with some sickness. It's very miserable. And then finally, after going through all that, and you get old. You've got to start using a cane. Where's my cane? Somewhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to start using a cane. You can't even, the whole world becomes tipsy like you're on a ship, You look at the whole world is going like this, and you try to walk, and the whole world starts going like that when you get old. Boom, boom. You can try to keep your balance, everything's going like that, It's not fun being old. And then finally, boom, death comes. Kawam, you see. So here we are in this place. It's not really fun. But you know what? The amazing thing is, people think they're enjoying. What's that called? Maya Sukhaya. We actually think, I'm happy. How are you doing? Oh, I feel fine. Isn't that the thing they usually say? How are you doing today? Fine. How are you doing today? Fine. Isn't it? Everybody says, fine. I remember when I was a college kid, I was depressed like hell, And one day they asked me, I was a student in the drama department back in the University of Texas in Austin. One student said, how are you doing? I said, depressed. They said, don't say that. Can you imagine? Instead of saying, well, I'm sorry to hear you're depressed, what can I do to help you? They said, don't say that. Can you imagine? You can't even be honest and admit you're suffering. It's considered taboo, Prabhu, to say you're suffering. Can you imagine what kind of nightmare we're living in? You can't even be honest. You cannot even be honest and admit you're suffering. You have to pretend you're having a good time in Helsinki or whatever. You see, got to pretend. They say fake it until you make it. Well, you have to fake it. Can you imagine what a ridiculous thing it is? Therefore, it's called Maya Sukhaya, illusory happiness. Actually, to tell you the truth, my dear ladies and gentlemen, there's not even a pinch of genuine happiness in this material world, not even a tiny pinch of real happiness. Is that shocking to you? Well, I'm sorry if you're shocked, because it's my duty to tell you like it is. Because I want you to understand you're not getting even a pinch of actual pleasure in this material world, not even a slight pinch of actual pleasure in this nasty, horrible place. I'm sorry if I'm pulling a rug out from under you, but I have to tell the truth. You're not getting any happiness in this place. If you want any real happiness, you have to go to Parampadam, that place where there's no material miseries. You have to go there. And then the verse continues, not that place where there is danger at every step. That's pretty heavy, at every step. You're walking down the street, one step, another step. There is danger at every step, Bhagavatam says. And you could get mugged, you could get murdered, you may fall down, your cane may give way, you may fall out, break your bones, whatever, you see. There's danger at every step. Don't people die all of a sudden? Unexpectedly, they die, they have a heart attack, they get hit by a car, whatever. People are dying at any minute. It's happening regularly, every day. There's many people, all of a sudden, they were young, middle-aged, it doesn't matter, boom, they die. Don't believe me, look on the internet. How many people are dying at every minute, unexpectedly, even young, middle-aged, or old, it doesn't matter, you see. So, it sounds pretty horrible, doesn't it? Pretty depressing. But actually, it's good for you to realize this place is actually a nightmare. It's very good to realize that, because now you can say, well, it doesn't seem right. I want to be happy. Why do I have this desire to be happy when happiness doesn't exist in this world? One could ask. An intelligent person would ask, why is there nothing but misery here when my desire is to be happy? It doesn't seem right. The fish likes to swim in the water, and water exists, isn't it? The bird likes to fly in the sky, and the sky exists. I want to be happy. Why true happiness doesn't exist? An intelligent person would ask such questions. You see. Well, the answer is it does exist. If the fish is out of the water, he's flapping in agony on the beach. He cannot be happy on the land. But if some kind-hearted person comes by and he sees that poor little fish flapping in agony on the beach, he picks him up, all the fish squirms in his hands, he tosses him back in the water. Now the fish is happy again. So even though we're squirming, the bona fide spiritual master says, chant Hare Krishna, at least 16 rounds, give up illicit sex, meeting, intoxication again, and we squirm. No. But the bona fide spiritual master is very kind. I don't care if you're squirming, I'm going to toss you back, you see. So Prabhupada did that. He is very kind to us. He came here back in the mid-60s, and he found those youth who were disgruntled with the world the previous generation had created, based on bombs and factories and polluting the water and the air. There's something wrong with this. There has to be something better than this. They didn't know what it was. They thought it was sex and drugs, but that didn't work. But then this elderly Indian gentleman, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, shows up in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. And he got his followers, a little tiny band of followers got him this little teeny-weeny little storefront, 26 Second Avenue. It's a little tiny space. I mean, a very narrow little place. Maybe, maybe 1/5 of the space we have right now here in this room. A very tiny little space with no furniture. There was no chairs. I mean, a really, really very humble place with a light bulb hanging from the ceiling. You can imagine. But Prabhupada gave them something they never gotten before. He gave them transcendental knowledge. And you know what? He also gave them love. No one had ever loved them like that, you see. Love in the material world means, what can I get out of you? I love you. What can I get out of you? I love you. What can I get out of you? Isn't it? That's not love. That's lust. That's not prema. That's kama. What can I get out of you? But Prabhupada came, what can I give to you? What can I give to you? I want to give you Krishna. I want to empower you to revive your original identity as a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada was so kind, he was so merciful. You know what they had? They had a whole jar of gulab jamuns. there in the storefront. Anybody who wanted a gulab jamun can take one whenever they wanted it. Gulab jamun in heaven. You see. Prabhupada was so kind and so merciful. And no one had ever given them love like that before. And when Prabhupada gave them love, they're inspired, now let me give you my love, Swamiji. It was going back and forth, let me exchange with Swamiji. Later on, it was changed to Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada mentioned that Jeev was a low-class Indian. So they said, what can we call you instead? Govindadasi asked him. Oh, you can call me Prabhupada, you see. So that became the new name. It went from Swamiji to Prabhupada, and then it spread quickly all over ISKCON. Oh, he wants to be called Prabhupada, not Swamiji. So now he became Prabhupada, and now we sing Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. With great feeling and devotion, we sing Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. And one time, one devotee said Jai Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said Jai Prabhupada. He was talking about Bhaktisiddhanta, not himself. So, this process really works. Someone says, why are you practicing Krishna consciousness? I mean, are you following some cult? You have some blind faith in some cult? Did somebody brainwash you? I mean, what's going on here? You put this funny stuff on your forehead like a bird flew over your head or whatever. You see, why are you dressed in such a strange fashion? You know, why do you shave your head? We hippies all had long hair and beards, like this guy here, you see. All of us were like this guy here. That was the cool thing, because the regular American people all had short haircuts, you know. Nobody had long hair, like this man here. In America, everybody had like this man here. That was a stand-in for every American gentleman. And all of a sudden, this new culture of the long hair and beards, we're the counterculture. We're the hippies, and we're proud, you know. We have a new culture, you see. But then Prabhupada said it. We were the counterculture, you see. Then Prabhupada gave us a counterculture, shaved heads and sikas, you see. And the hippies loved him. They turned from hippies into happies. Because the hippies were always miserable, trying to get rid of their misery by maybe smoking a marijuana joint or taking some LSD or having some free sex, trying to get rid of their miseries, but it didn't work. But Prabhupada came and gave us actual key to happiness, you see. You may ask, well, how does it really work? Is this scientific or just some kind of blind faith? How does it actually work? Well, I'll tell you how it actually works, my dear listeners. You are not of this material world. You are actually an eternal spiritual being full of knowledge and bliss. You see? What is that sloka? See if I can remember it. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai Shavanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udhai. Pure love for Krishna is the actual constitutional position of every single living entity. By engaging in devotional service, beginning at hearing and chanting, that original natural consciousness becomes revived. So Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on you. It's actually taken away the artificial impositions which are polluting your mind for millions and billions of lifetimes, you see. You've been under the spell of Maya, you see. Now we're coming to break that spell of Maya that has kept you entangled in karma chakra, millions and millions of lifetimes. We want to liberate you from the hell you're going through, you see. And this process actually works. I have one book called Truth Works. If something is true, it actually works. If it's not true, it doesn't work. And I went to many gurus and swamis before I found Prabhupada. One guru said, I'm God, you're God, we're all God. Another one said, actually you were God, but now you're playing hide and go seek with yourself. You just got to come out of hiding and be God once again. He said, wow, that sounds great. I'm God? Wow, that sounds pretty cool. I'm God? So I tried it for a couple of days. It didn't work. I couldn't pull it off. I was thinking, if I'm God, then why are things happening not the way I want them to happen? There's got to be something wrong with this philosophy. If I'm God, why things don't work according to my direction? So it didn't work, you see. Another one said, go to a room, turn off the lights, light a candle, and sit and stare at the candle. I tried it, and it didn't work, you see. Another guru said, now you pay me money, I give you a mantra. And it's a secret mantra, don't you dare tell it to anyone, it's a secret mantra. Actually, there's a story of that also. In ancient India, one guru told the disciple, it's a secret mantra, don't tell it to anyone, it will liberate you. So what did he do? He went out to the public, he told the mantra to everyone. The guru said, chastise them. What are you doing? It's a secret mantra. Why are you telling it to everyone? He said, I want to liberate them. And the guru said, you're a better devotee than me. You see. So anyway, I paid my $30, which is a lot of money back in 1960s. It was actually my monthly rent, $30. So I got my mantra for the cost of 1 month of rent, and I was chanting it. Ang, 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 nothing happened. I went back for a check. I said, my dear teachers, this doesn't work, please. They gave me a special second session. Ang, 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 nothing happened. It's like going on an endless runway. Ang, ang, no liftoff, you see. Ang, no liftoff. I go on ang, ang, like an airplane never taking off the ground, you see. But then I got this mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lift off. Flying in the spiritual sky, you see. So, that's why I'm chanting Hare Krishna for 54 years now, because it works. It actually works. It liberates you, you see. And the amazing thing is, I can speak with you all with the enthusiasm of a young man, you see. I don't feel like an old 77-year-old geezer sitting here talking to you all, well, no, I feel like a youth, an empowered, enthusiastic youth talking to you. Because this process actually brings you back in connection with your eternal youthful identity. Navayavam. Krishna is Navayavam, an eternal blissful youth. And when you come Krishna conscious, you can be blissful even an old man in a wheelchair. Papa was an old man using a cane. You see, you could see in the videos, even offering obeisance was not easy for him. Even offering dandavats, it was not easy for him to get up. You can see in the videos. He's an old man's body, but he was so youthful. He inspired all the youths to become devotees of Krishna. You see, they wanted to follow him. He had the enthusiasm, the vigor, the attitude of an ever-fresh youth. You see. So Krishna consciousness brings you back in contact with your ever-youthful nature. So there's no reason to continue suffering here in this material world. Just take this process. You will be happy, and you know what? If you spread it, the whole world will be happy. Now I've been told, according to some statistics, Finland is the most happy country in the whole world. That's what I heard. I was told. But we were driving down the street, and I didn't see people smiling. They looked pretty miserable to me. Where's the happy person in Helsinki? I didn't see anyone looked happy. I was shocked to see they had a big statue of a naked guy passing urine. What kind of country is this? They glorify passing urine? I was shocked. A naked guy passing urine. This is how I was greeted in Helsinki. Wow. What kind of place is this? They take passing urine as a blissful experience? It's actually miserable. So anyway, let's not be fooled by all this false propaganda. Let us take the liberating words from the great sages who actually knew the art of awakening their eternal blissful natures. You see. Let us take advantage of these great sages and not remain here caught up. And what is that saying? A profusion of illusion and confusion. Let us not remain here caught up in this profusion of illusion and confusion. You see. Let us awaken that actual identity. Jivarasa Rupahai Krishna Nishidas. Let us awaken our actual identity. You see. The big thing, what's the new thing now on the market? The big thing is transgender. He's not happy being a male, he wants to be a female. He's not happy being a female, she wants to be a male, etc., etc., etc. But our position is transcend gender, you see. I don't want to be a male or a female. I want to be transcendental to both these rascal identities. Some rotting body. Whether you're male or female, you're a rotting body. A miserable, rotting body. So who cares about being male or female? We're transcend gender, I mean to say. So why do they do that? Why do they want this transgender? I'm not happy being a male because I'm not a male. You see? But they don't realize, even sometimes they want to go back. They do transgender, they want to go back to their original identity, you see. The fact is, we're not happy being a male or a female because we're not a male or a female. They think the solution is to switch your gender, but that doesn't work. The real solution is to transcend gender by becoming back to the spiritual platform. Then you can find true happiness. But they're not being properly guided. They're not being properly guided. That's the problem. The legal authorities are not doing their job properly. One lady in California, she had a little boy, A little boy, he didn't know anything about male and female, nothing. But she decided her little boy was a girl. I don't know why she decided that. So she was training her son that, my dear son, my dear daughter, you're a little girl, my dear. She was training the little kid to think he was a girl. So he's thinking, I'm a girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl. She called me she, and she always says my daughter. He didn't know what girl and boy means, but he's being trained to think he's a girl. Now, the father didn't like that. That's not right. He's actually a male. Why are you training to be a female? And he went to the court, and the court said the father cannot associate with the son, only the mother can associate. Can you imagine? The court gave the mother the power to mistrain the kid and forbid the father from giving the proper knowledge to the kid. That's what the court did. In California, I call it California. So this is what we're seeing in the modern day society. I mean, it's becoming so crazy you can't believe it. And what's the next step? You see, what's the next thing that's going to happen? It becomes more and more and more degraded. What's the next degradation that comes? Oh, a new thing. It's called transspecies. I saw that in one German railroad station, a bunch of men gathered who said they were dogs. They were walking on all fours, claiming they were dogs. They want to get rights for transspecies now. That's the new thing, transspecies. They would eat out of a bowl on the floor, like a dog. So that's what's going on. It's so crazy. You can't believe how crazy it is. And they won't find happiness thinking they're a dog and learning how to bark or whatever they'll do, you see. They won't find happiness by doing that. The only way you become happy is to come back, Jivara Sarupa Hoy, Krishnara Nichadas. That's the only way you can actually be happy. You see. So we want to train them, we want to guide them. The mission of our Krishna consciousness movement is to train and guide everyone how to come back to their original identity. We want to teach them how to revive their original identity as the eternal servants of Krishna. Because then they can find true happiness, and by living a life in Krishna consciousness, they are guaranteed not to take birth again in this place of 7 miseries. They're guaranteed to go back to their original home in the spiritual sky where there's no birth, no death, no old age, and no disease, where everybody has an intimate, loving relationship with Krishna. Recently, I had an amazing realization. Why do we exist? Not because mom and dad want to have a baby. Why do we exist as spiritual beings? Are we just there? Or why are we there? Actually, we're eternally existing. Najayate mriyate vakadacha. Why do we exist as spiritual beings? Because Krishna loves loving relationships. That's why in Dwarka he had 16,108 queens. He could have an intimate, unique relationship with each queen, all at the same time. In one palace, he was sitting with his kid on his lap. Another palace, he was taking prasadam. And every Narada Muni went palace to palace to palace. And every palace, he was doing something else. And each queen felt that she was the only queen. In the daytime, he would go to the assembly house and do his business as the royal prince, the royal king of Dwarka. He would become one Krishna during the day, and he'd come back in the evening. He would divide himself back into 16,108 Krishnas. Sudharma assembly house, yeah. So Krishna loves loving relationships. And just as he manifested a different Krishna for every queen, Krishna can manifest himself in a unique loving relationship with every single devotee in all of existence. Krishna, you don't have to wait in line to get your chance to be with Krishna. In fact, Krishna become your personal property. If you fully give yourself to Krishna, he will fully give himself to you, and you have your own special relationship as if you're the only devotee. That's how Krishna will treat you. So Krishna is manifesting these infinite number of living entities from himself to have a unique, loving relationship with each and every one of them. We know from the scriptures there's 5 different kinds of rasas, right? Shanta, Dasha, Vatsalya, Madhurya, Sakya. 5 different kinds of rasas. But within those 5 rasas, there's an infinite number of subdivisions. There's actually an infinite number of varieties of rasas within those 5 categories. And every one of us has a special, unique relationship with Krishna that nobody else has. And Krishna enjoys a certain type of rasa or sweetness in that relationship with each and every one of us. So Krishna is missing us, like somebody took a prep away from the Sunday love feast. Why'd you take the sweet rice away? Why'd you take the puris away? Every one of us, Krishna is missing us. He had a certain sweetness in relationship with each and every one of us. Now he's missing us. He wants us to come back. Because he's missing. Krishna is actually missing us like anything. It pains his heart that we've left him. We've run away from home. And therefore he personally comes. Yada yada hi. He sends great personalities like Narada Muni, like the 6 Goswamis. 2 of them are eternal associates, Rupa and Goswami. Personally, great associates like Prabhupada. You know, Prabhupada was not a conditioned soul in the material world to become liberated. Prabhupada is an eternal associate of Krishna in the spiritual sky. And Krishna said, you go there and write those books. Prabhupada didn't want to come. Said, no, you go there and write those books. And Prabhupada surrendered. Okay. Prabhupada said, I'll make all arrangements for you. Just go there and write those books. So Prabhupada said, okay, I surrender. And he is an eternal associate of Krishna in the spiritual world. These books are not ordinary. You see. They are just as good as Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita. That's how powerful they are. So anyway, I've been going on. We got 15 minutes left. Maybe somebody has some challenges or questions, or you're confused about something. Now's your chance to open up, and I'll help you. By Krishna's grace, maybe I can help you to get beyond your confusion or whatever. Help you understand more deeply. I was advised in the very beginning, if you have any confusions, then inquire, you see. You must inquire, you see. If you don't understand something, then inquire, because actually this knowledge that shines light on every single thing. There's no question of blind faith in Krishna consciousness. It's a science, and it works. So if there's any questions you have, I'll be happy. I'll take help from Prabhupada to help you to answer your question. Any questions? Yes.
So very much thanks for the lecture. Well, I'm married, so I have experience that I'm psychologically so damaged, and so I have difficulties to have a very, very nice relationship, sometimes even with my wife. So when you speak of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it's so fantastic. How can I realistically think that I will be able to have a wonderful relationship with him? Because I'm so inadequate.
So if I correctly understood, he has some psychological problems in material life. So
What kind of problems?
Psychological.
You have psychological problems?
So he's wondering how he can have a good and nice relationship with Krishna even if it's in material.
Actually, we all have psychological problems. Join the family. If anybody thinks I'm the body, you have psychological problems. How am I feeling today? I think about the body. You see, we all have psychological problems here. So what was the second half?
So how I will be able to have a good, healthy relationship with Krishna?
Yeah, Arjuna also had psychological problems. He was having a psychological breakdown on the battle of Kurukshetra. So if you study Bhagavad Gita very carefully, it's a supreme psychological therapy session. So if you study Bhagavad Gita repeatedly, then you become a very sane, psychologically together person who can actually lead the whole world out of chaos. So the answer is Bhagavad Gita, repeatedly read Bhagavad Gita, and you'll be amazed. Wow, I'm actually an eternal spiritual being, qualitative one with Krishna. I have nothing to do with this crazy mind. See, psychology means your mind. The problem is, Prabhu, you're listening to your mind. That's the problem. Instead of listening to Krishna, you're listening to your rascal mind. That's your problem. Stop listening to your mind and listen to Krishna. Your mind is a rascal, and you're listening to it. You're so stupid. Excuse me. You're so stupid. You're listening to your rascal mind instead of Krishna. So So stop being a stupid idiot and listen to Krishna instead of your rascal mind. I'm sorry if I make it a little strong, but it's my duty to try to help you. So I'm telling you the truth. You're a stupid rascal by listening to your damn nonsense mind. Stop doing that and listen to the words of Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita. You become one of the most psychologically together persons in the whole universe. Okay? Next.
I was just wondering about using belief and faith. I mean, they're two different things.
Can you repeat?
Blind.
Take up the master a minute.
Yeah, I probably about belief and faith. Belief is sort of blind, and faith comes through awareness. Is it not? So awareness, when you are aware that the mind is completely controlling us through all kinds of things, through desires and through emotions and so on. So the more we develop awareness, we go deep within ourselves to our Krishna is actually within us.
So he's speaking about belief and faith. Belief is like a dogma, and faith is like comes through.
We're not used in faith or belief. I have faith in this. You can have faith in something that called blind faith. I have faith in this. I have faith in that. No, we don't have faith in Krishna. We don't have faith that Krishna is God. We know that Krishna is God.
Like a trust. Like a trust.
What's the word?
Trust.
Actually, our trust is not blind. There's what's called blind faith or blind trust and knowledgeable faith and trust. There's two distinctions. See, we don't trust that Krishna is God. We don't have faith in Krishna. We know scientifically that Krishna is God. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. When I was a kid in high school, the teacher said, "Students, H2O equals water." All I can think, well, I trust that it is because the teacher said so. What if the teacher's lying to me? How do I really know that H2O equals water? So let's say, okay, students, we're going now to the laboratory, and each one of you can do it in the test tube. So I did it. I combined two parts oxygen with 1 part, two parts of hydrogen with 1 part of oxygen, and lo and behold, what do you think manifests in the test tube? Water. Now, is that faith or trust? That is scientific knowledge because I did the experiment and I got the water. So we give you the instructions how to go to the lab and actually see Krishna face to face, eye to eye, eventually. This is not trust or faith. This is scientific knowledge. You understand?
What I was stating it through awareness.
This is what it was trying to state.
Huh?
This is what he was trying to state.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now we're in agreement. I appreciate that we're in agreement. Ki Jai. Next. Wow, now they're coming. Let's see who was first. Let's take this gentleman back here.
Thank you for the lecture, Prabhuji. Jai Prabhupada. You said like Krishna, eternal relationship, that's the goal of life. Yeah, so when practicing Krishna consciousness, like soon 50 years, it's gradually like start, you feel like your spiritual side. Like there are material personality, which is sometimes like you see above, okay, I'm not this is part of me. And then the spiritual personality is like, okay, I'm being, I have feelings, I have some feelings for Krishna, I have some desires for Krishna, but you don't have a mirror, you can see yourself. And also I can see Krishna, just the shadows. So the question is like a subtle, but I think you understand the question, what I mean. Like there some good tips in like advices how to go further.
how to go further in spiritual practice.
Take a spiritual master.
We have
You have somebody?
You have a spiritual master?
Chaitanya Swami.
Bhakti Chaitanya Swami.
Yeah. Well, now you have to find out from your spiritual master, what can I do to please you unlimitedly? Ask him. How can I, my dear Guru Maharaj, how can I please you unlimitedly? And see what he said. And go for it.
But can you explain a little bit more?
Could you explain maybe from your side how he can advance?
They understand.
The secret is this. Here's my advice, my dear sir, my dear Prabhu. Take the order of your spiritual master as your very life and soul. You embrace your spiritual master's order as your very life and soul. That's the key. Not that, well, Guru Maharaj said this, all right. No, you embrace it as your very life and soul. That's the key. Okay? Next. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You mentioned in your lecture, you said about yourself, you are 77 years old, you're getting old, and just I'm thinking, you getting old or your body getting old?
Actually, I'm getting younger every day. There was even a famous line by Bob Dylan that says, I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. So that's Krishna consciousness. Every day you get younger because you become more and more connected with your eternal inner youthful identity. So every day, the real thing is how young are you? I'm 77 years young. I'm not 77 years old. 77 years young. Because I'm getting younger every day. Becoming more and more connected with Krishna every day. Every time I say Hare Krishna, every time I give a class, every time I hear someone, every time I see the deities or I see Prabhupada, I'm getting younger minute by minute, nanosecond by nanosecond, I'm getting younger and younger and younger.
And my question is, what is the difference your body and you?
Sorry, I got distracted in the back.
What's the difference between your body and you?
What is the difference between your body and you?
What's the difference between you and that shirt? What is the difference between you and that shirt, that dark blue shirt you're wearing, your black shirt? What's the difference between you and that shirt? You're wearing it, right? And you can take it off and put it in the washing machine, isn't it? But it's not you. The difference between you and your body is like the difference between you and the shirt. Isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
And same thing you mentioned before, like death coming near, death coming closer us, but death coming our body or death coming our spiritual things.
So you mentioned about death. Does death coming to the body?
That means your shirt gets so worn out you got to throw it away. I got to get a new shirt. This one's still too old. It got rips in it. It's all ripped and torn, and I got to throw the damn thing away now.
That means death is like changing out.
Your shirt gets so run out, you just got to throw it away and get a new shirt. Go down to the store and get a new shirt because this one's still worn out. Haven't you thrown shirts away in the past? Have you been wearing this shirt your whole life? You had old shirts you had to throw them away because they got worn out. So death is like an old shirt that gets worn out. Isn't it? Yeah. Anything else? Let's see, we have questions. We have a big audience now on the internet. Let's see, we have another question? Okay, here we go.
Thank you. I'm simple man, simple question. About Hare Krishna chant. Some people say you need to chant joyfully. You need to chant with heart. You need to chant with focus. What is the effective way to chant Hare Krishna mantra? Does it have the same effect if I chant while driving or while sitting and meditating and chanting? Thank you.
So someone may say one should chant joyfully, focused, concentrated. But what is the difference if I maybe chant while driving? Is it the same effect or different?
Baba said you can chant anytime and anywhere, when you're driving, when you're taking a shower, or whatever, washing the dishes. When you chant with full concentration, there's a stronger effect. But let's say while driving, you just space out on all the billboards on the side of the road. So it's better to chant Hare Krishna when you're driving. Also, the benefit is not as great, but there is still great benefit. Guru Mataji?
If you don't mind, I can make a point here.
If you don't mind, I can make a point here.
Yes, please enlighten us with one of your points.
You are from India. When you are doing any puja, what do? You go do something, think about while doing something? No, you concentrate. So japa is a yagya. Like katha or anything you do, you sit down and do it. So japa is yagya. So when you are doing japa on the mala, you should peacefully sit, concentrate, and do it.
Any more questions? Let's see if there's any questions on the internet. Oh, it's not? It's blank? Okay. So, yes, my dear sir.
Just a follow-up to the last one. I'm wondering about Nam Aparad. If you chant idly, driving, isn't that Nam Aparad?
Well, if you're driving and you're chanting while you're driving, it's not really Nama Parad because you have no choice. If you're chanting while you're driving, that's not considered Nama Parad because you have no choice. You're driving, you have to pay attention to the driving, so it's not considered Nama Parad in that case. If you're chanting japa and you're looking at all the girls over here, then it's Nama Parad. You see, that's Nama Parad. Okay.
So it's japa and then it's just Kirtan, basically.
So it's like a japa and kirtan, two different things?
Japa and kirtan are both recommended. Kirtan, both of them are very powerful. You should do both of them with full concentration. Guru Mataji?
It is also said that we should constantly chant.
It is said that we should constantly chant.
Yes, the scripture says Kirtaniya Sadahari.
And japa is a special time that you sit down and concentrate.
So if you can chant constantly while you're washing the dishes, driving the car, walking to your job, even at your job, if you can chant, the more you can chant, the better you off you are. We have Hoodrich back here, a question. Hoodrich.
Hare Krishna. It's a follow-up. We should always chant the name, always, anywhere, everywhere. Because the whole purpose is to remember Radha Krishna 24/7. Not 16 rounds, not 24, not 36. In job, everywhere, always. That's how we'll be connected. So, sorry for me just being like this. But it's just like people saying this, we should do that. 24/7, always stay connected to God. Then you will feel the presence, you will be always connected. That's the whole purpose of everything. All Vedas, everything. To remember Radha Krishna always.
Is it a question?
It's a follow-up.
It's a comment.
A comment, okay. Yes, always remember Krishna, Ki Jai. And never forget him, Ki Jai. That is perfection. Anything else? Oh, here's a question from the chat window. How to be always blissful in Krishna consciousness in spite of problems? Actually, it happens automatically. If you're not blissful, you're not Krishna conscious. It's not how to be blissful in Krishna consciousness is a ridiculous question, because if you're Krishna conscious, you're automatically blissful. If you're not blissful, you're not Krishna conscious. Simple thing. Another question came in. How to positively inspire people to embrace Krishna consciousness. If you're inspired to embrace Krishna consciousness, they will be automatically inspired by your association. That's the answer for that one. If you're inspired your inspiration would rub off on others. That's what attracted me. Vishnujana Swami came to Austin, and he was so inspired. It was just amazing. Especially the way he was singing Garbhastakam. He was offering the arti. He had no kartals, no drum, no madanga. He was offering the arti in his singing, and it was so beautiful, so much feeling. Just to hear his singing was because he was inspired. I became inspired by hearing, by associating with his inspiration. Another question. What does successful preaching mean? It means you're making devotees. Are you distributing books? That's successful preaching. Anything else from the assembled Vaishnavas in this room or the side room? Okay? Yes, my dear sir, my dear Prabhu.
Can we have Kirtan? One. Kirtan.
Kirtan, he's saying.
Yes, can we have Kirtan?
He's asking, can we have a Kirtan?
You should have Kirtan 24 hours a day. Externally and internally. Keep it going constantly, yes. If you do that, even in your sleep, you can have Kirtan. Anything else? What did she say? Are you coming from Mangalarti tomorrow? You're initiated devotee. Are you having it at home or saying your Vastakam at home? Huh? Now, if you're initiated disciple, you should be worshiping your spiritual master every day with Gravastakam, either here or at home. Otherwise, you're in Maya, Prabhu. Get out of Maya. You must sing Gravastakam every day for your Guru Maharaj and for Prabhupada. Every day you must do that. Otherwise, I'm going to report you to Bhakti Chaitanya Swami. This disciple's in Maya, Maharaj. No, I'm not joking a little bit. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get on your case like that. I'm just going to inspire you that now Gravastakam every day. Isn't that what we say? Yasham prasadahan bhagavat prasado yasham prasadana gati kutopi dayam stuvam stasya yasastri sanjam vande guru shri charanadavindam. By the mercy of the spiritual master, one gets the blessings of Krishna. Without his blessings, no advancement. Yes, sir. Therefore, I should always remember and praise my spiritual master at least 3 times a day. I should offer my respectful obeisance on the lotus feet of my spiritual master. So you need to just sing that song every day to help you get out of Maya, Prabhu. Anything else? Don't be in Maya. Don't be in Maya. Don't be in Maya. Take shelter of the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna, and your life will be unlimited, ecstatic. I guarantee it. Or double your money back. No, you haven't paid for it. Please, my dear listeners, don't waste your life in speculation and sense gratification. Please fully absorb your life in serving the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna, and you will be unlimitedly blissful, and you can make the whole Helsinki Krishna conscious, the whole Finland Krishna conscious, the whole planet Earth Krishna conscious, the whole Chaturmukhi Brahma universe Krishna conscious, and the whole multi-universes Krishna conscious. Okay? Thank you very much.
His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu ki. Thank you very much, Prabhu Maharaj, for your lecture.
Dip your head in. There you go.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, I will give it. Yeah, we'll give it. So tomorrow we will continue in the morning Sriman Bhagavatam class, and then we have Sunday feast at 12. So everyone's welcome. Prabhu will give a lecture at 12:45 as a usual time tomorrow. So His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gaura Nitai ki jai.